For my graduates, I want that applause to sink in for you all. Let that sink in, because the people within these walls are individuals who love you, who believe in you, and who are also here to support you, to be that added shoulder for you to lean on as you continue to push through life. Now, I want to be real. There may be some students in this room right now, for whatever reason, your family members or your close friends were not able to be here tonight because life happens. We all know that. But for this night, I want you to understand that these people within this room, we support you. And with this microphone in my hand, trust that I have your back like chiropractics. Similar to a lyric from Outkast. That's a group that your parents know about. Y'all need to download that off of iTunes. But I got your back. All I want to do with our time together is just deliver some positive information as well as words of affirmation and encouragement. Because here's the deal. Each and every one of you as young men and young women, y'all need to know that y'all have everything already existent inside of you to accomplish anything and everything that you desire in your heart's desire. Everything. And each and every one of you, if you so choose, are destined to impact this community, our community, over the next 4 years of your life as you enter into Connolly High School. And if you were listening to me very closely, you heard me mention the words our. Listen, I'm a resident of Pflugerville. I live across the highway, okay? My wife, my 2 children, we live in this community. So it means the world to watch you succeed. We have 2 children. I have a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. My 5-year-old son, Messiah, is actually over here sitting on the front row. You're the people that my children, my babies, are going to want to grow up to embody and be like. Y'all are an example. You're an example. So be cautious of the way that you live your life, because you never fully understand who is watching and paying attention to you as you live your life. You never know. So be aware and pay attention. I'm very visual with my learning, and I know some of you all are the same way. So I'm gonna use my son as an example. He's 5 years old. We walked into this auditorium and we passed some of the students in the hallway. I watched my son closely, and he was watching you all. He was watching the way you talk, watching the way that you wear your clothes, watching the swag that you have, because I know a couple of days later, he's going to be emulating what it is that you do. So your life is valuable because people are paying attention to you. Okay, they always are paying attention to you. So please do not ever forget that. So I want you all to ask yourselves this question as we get into this message. Are you living your life in such a way that people, young graduates, that people who are looking up to you, people who are younger than you, they are aspiring to be just like you? While simultaneously, those who are older than you are also encouraged and captivated by the way that you live your life. So they want to buddy up to you to get a little bit closer to see how you get your inspiration in life. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. Please don't ever forget that. When you live your life, young people, understand that your character needs to be contagious. Be the type of person that individuals want to be around because of the way that you carry yourselves, even during times of adversity. Because if you want to be somebody, and if you want to go somewhere, you need to wake up and pay attention. All right? You got to wake up and pay attention. And your parents are clapping because they know where that line is from. And my man, if you got the PowerPoint in the back, you can go ahead and cue it, because it's a part of that Sister Act 2 slide with Whoopi Goldberg on the front. Now, my young people ain't really clapping because y'all don't understand this right now, but this movie right here, it came out when I was a kid in the 90s. And it's the story of a couple of nuns who are teaching at a private school, right? And in this private school, there's a group of students who none of the nuns could teach. Like, they couldn't help the kids. They was cutting up all the time in class. So they called this beautiful black woman that you see on the screen, they called her Sister Mary Clarence. They called Sister Mary Clarence and said, "Lady, we need you to get here to help these kids because we can't do nothing with them." So Sister Mary Clarence comes up and she inspires the kids, and she gives them real life and real talk. And the kids that most people gave up on, she ended up teaching them, and they ended up winning the national choir competition in the movie. And what she said to the kids that changed their life was, if you want to be somebody, and you want to go somewhere, then you have to wake up and please start paying attention. So tonight, if you want to be somebody, you want to go somewhere, pay attention to the words that I am giving you. All right? It is time to stop living in the present and have a futuristic view of your life. 8th grade is in the wind, and I congratulate you for it. You did an amazing job, but Connolly High School is on the horizon. And what I want you all to do is have a mindset of your own to know that when you step up in this school, this Connolly High School, you are about to forever edge your names in the history books for this school. And you are going to change this community for the better over the next 4 years of your life. For real, by the time you graduate, this community needs to be buzzing about the young men and the young women that you are for many, many years to come. So we are going to, go ahead, give it up for them, parents, because they're the truth. So all we're going to do is talk about the 3 keys to leadership. 3 keys to leadership. We will break this thing down. It's very short. It's very simple. I promise it's nothing complex for y'all young people. We're going to get right on into it because I'm all about real life and real talk, and I promise to keep it all the way 100 with you during this presentation. But there's one thing that I do, and I do it everywhere that I speak, and today is no different. It requires audience participation the one time throughout this message. So on the count of three, I need you all to yell out TC Speak as loud as you can, and we're going to get this thing rolling. Let my energy and passion tonight be your energy and passion tonight. 1, 2, 3. Well, let's get into it then. The key, number 1, to being an effective leader is you have to commit to your education. Commit to your education. Understand that when you are approaching the classroom, ladies and gentlemen, you get out of it what you put into it, young people. You get out of your education what you put into it. And your education is what will give you legs to all the goals and the dreams that you have for yourself. For real, your education is your passport to go anywhere and everywhere that you desire in your life. You can't do it without that education. And you have to get it. You have to put it at the forefront of your mind. So I want you all to commit next year. No more unexcused absences. Commit to being present at school, but not only being present at school, come to school ready to learn and be attentive. Why? Because your teachers have put a lot of time and effort into bestowing some knowledge upon you. All right? So don't let that effort go in vain. Come to class ready and willing to learn so you can get this information and you can get this knowledge. Don't come into class talking to your friends. For real, you got passing period, you got after school, you got before school, lunchtime, all those other times in which you can talk to your friends. Don't do it within the classroom. Don't sit at the back row of the class. Commit to your education and sit at the front row of your class. Why? Because at least you know if you're in the front row of the class, the teacher gonna put all the hard questions to the folks in the back anyway. So you might as well sit in the front and at least try to fool the teacher into thinking you paying attention. Okay? At least try to put forth that effort. Because when you know that you're on the front row, your teacher is constantly looking at you, you're going to be somebody that your teacher is always willing to help in the long run. Because they know that you take your education seriously. Impress them with your morals. Commit to your education by saying, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir, and thank you. Because young people we don't hear these things from y'all like we used to. So if you're the type of young man or young woman who starts utilizing that thing, you're going to have teachers in the palm of your hand. And they are going to forever remember teaching you. So give them that joy. And if your goal is to be the class clown, understand that the people who are laughing during the time that you make jokes, they're not laughing with you, my brother, my sister. They really and truly are laughing at you. Because when you're the one who gets in trouble and you got to go to the principal's office, knowing that time that ain't none of your friends who was laughing at you having your back at that particular time. It's just you and your punishment. So who are your real friends? Commit to your education because the second that you enter into these doors at Connolly High School next year, you're going to be equipped with a thing called a transcript. And this transcript is something that's invisible. You're not ever going to see about it or think about it until you are a senior in high school. What this transcript is it something that documents every single grade that you receive from the time you walk into a freshman, from the time that you leave as a senior. So if you come in and you get off to the right start academically, you come in here committed to your education to handle your business, you won't be struggling to try to make all A's to make up for all the things you did wrong as a freshman and sophomore during your senior year. You get off to the right start so you can be on cruise control when you were senior because you know your academics are taken care of because you value your education and you took care of business. All right? And that way, when colleges come looking, the first thing that they look at is your transcript. They want to know what your grades are like and if you are formidable to enter into their institution. They got to look at your grades because a grade never lies. Okay? So if your transcript is straight, you're going to college. And by the way, I've mentioned college about 3 or 4 times. Young people, if nobody has ever told you this before, each and every one of you have what it takes to go to college. So if nobody's ever spoken it to you, I'm speaking it over your life today. You have what it takes. You can go to college. And you can also get bright letters of recommendation from your teachers, even if you're going to jobs or you're going to college, because of the way that you carried yourself. What letter of recommendation is better for a college than the ones that you get for your own teachers and staff? Commit to your education, young people. That's the first key to leadership. The second key to leadership is discovering your purpose. Because each and every one of you young people have something unique and something special inside of you that the person to the left, the person to the right, or somebody else in this building or somebody in this world cannot duplicate. You have a purpose and a calling over your life. Each and every one of you do. And it's unique to you. All right? It is unique to you. You've heard people say that you got all of your life to find your purpose. You have all of your life to figure out what it is that you want to do in your life. I'm here to tell you, no, you don't. I'm going to show you what I mean. By a show of hands in this room, adults and staff included, how many of you in this room have ever lost somebody that you love? And when I mean lost somebody that you love, I mean that person is no longer living on this earth. By a show of hands, how many people have had somebody that they love and they've passed away on them? Students, look around to all the hands that are raised. That's everybody in this room. Put your hands down. So that literally means that you know that you can be here today and gone tomorrow. So you don't have all of your life to figure out what exactly it is that you want to do with your life. All you have is today. So the question then becomes, what are you doing today to discover your life purpose and your calling to make sure that every time that your head hits the pillow, you hit it with pride because you know you did something to cover the purpose and the calling that is over your life. Do not waste any time because time is something that we don't have. We do not have time. And this country and this world that we live in, we always talk about wanting it to get better. Young people, you're the ones who are going to make this country that we live in better. We need your ideas. We need your words. We need your gifts. And we need them in a hurry. We need you, young people. So I now have your interest. And many of you are saying, how do I go about figuring out my purpose, TC? Well, I'm glad you asked. When you go home tonight, I want you to get somewhere quiet, my students, and adults, you can do this as well. Get somewhere quiet and get yourself a pen and a piece of paper. And with that pen and piece of paper, I want you to jot down all the talents that you have. Like for real, what are the things that you like to do? For some, it may be 4 or 5 things. For some, it could be a whole page. But after you get down the things that you like doing, I want you to look at that list and then go through and circle about 4 or 5 things that you genuinely love to do. 4 or 5 genuinely love to do. And then as you're looking over that list of 4 to 5, I want you to circle that thing that you know you could do over and over and over again with persistency, with tenacity, with love in your heart. Even if nobody ever patted you on the back, even if nobody ever told you good job while you're doing it, or if nobody ever put a dollar or money in your pocket to go do it. And when you have found that thing, young men and young women, when you have found that thing, that's when you found your purpose and your calling in your life. And when you have, that's how you know you found your purpose. And even when you're doing those things and you fail, you can quickly find that you can be self-motivated to keep on pushing. Yo, when you got that, that is your purpose and that is your calling. Because see, when you have a purpose, it helps you to choose your friends wisely. Because when you have a purpose and a calling and direction on how your life is supposed to go, you don't fool with people who are not supportive of your goals and your dreams. As a matter of fact, you weed them out of their life because they ain't a part of what you got going on. That keeps you out of trouble. You start to make sound decisions because you have a purpose over your life. So therefore, that means you make effective decisions because you don't want anything to alter these goals and these dreams that you have for yourself. When you have your purpose, it makes you a better person. Fulfillment of that purpose is what allows you to impact this community in a way that it's never been done. On that next slide, my brother, I want to introduce to y'all some young people who are around your age who fulfilled their purpose in life. The young lady to the left, her name is Haley Taylor Schiltz. She's from right here in the state of Texas, Keller, Texas, up by Dallas to be more specific. What's unique about her is she figured out her purpose. She graduated high school at the age of 13. She graduated college this May, just recently, from Texas Women's College, okay? She's 16 years old now. She's already been accepted into the SMU, Southern Methodist University School of Law at the age of 16. And her goal and her purpose and her calling in life is to be a judge. Why? So she can put some laws into effect that allows young men and young women like yourself to achieve education and programs no matter what economic background that they come from. She's 16 years old, y'all. 16 years old. So you should be saying to yourself, yo, why not me? Why not you? My brother to the right, man, his story is so bomb. Look. My man Julian Rios from Mexico, dig this. At the age of 13, he invented a prototype, a women's bra that has sensors in it to help with early detection of breast cancer. Give it up to him. Give it up to him. My man's from Mexico and he's crushing it. So Julian built this prototype. Why? Because his mom is a 2-time breast cancer survivor. So he said to himself, I got to do something about this. I'm tired of seeing my mama go through this pain. I got a purpose and I got a calling over my life. So now he's 16 years old now, and he was the global entrepreneur. He won that award. He was the youngest one ever in the year 2017, y'all. The youngest. He has his own company and he's worth millions and millions of dollars. He's not even through with high school yet. So why not you? How many rap fans out of my young people, how many of y'all know who Nipsey Hussle is? Raise your hands if you know who Nipsey Hussle is. So y'all know Nipsey passed away. But I want to paint this perspective for you for purpose. Nipsey was a rapper. He had a gift to rap. But what you'll notice now is that Nipsey also had a way of impacting the community as well as the people with his words. And he used his purpose and his gift to help his community in Los Angeles around Slauson Avenue and Crenshaw Avenue. And because of his works in the city, his life will forever be treasured by this country because it was bigger than the rap game. The reason I'm telling you this is your purpose is going to make room for you to serve and help other people. Because in this country, we got it twisted. It's too much I and not enough we. Everybody's always trying to get their own. They're trying to get their own. But the measure of a real man and a real woman, are you the type of person where it's not all about the money? You're the type of person that has a heart to serve and a heart to help other people, no matter their race, no matter their gender, no matter their age, no matter where they come from. That's why we need you young people. So discover your purpose. Principle number 3, and we're going to get out of here. Principle number 3. If you move it over, I want you to know your worth. Each and every one of you young men and young women, y'all are important. Your lives matter. You can do anything and everything. We support you. I believe in you. But in order for that to make sense, you got to value the man or the woman that you see staring back at you in the mirror each and every day. I can't do that for you. Your parents can't do it for you. Your friends cannot do it for you. Malcolm X said it amazingly. He said, as human beings, we cannot begin to want other people to value us until we first and foremost prove valuable to ourselves. You got to love you, and can't nobody else do that for you. Like when you know your worth, you wake up out of bed every single day with purpose. When you know your worth and you know you're meant to do something or to be somebody in this world, it helps you out tremendously. Why? Because you don't just let people treat you any kind of way. Because you step to their face, you say, hold up, my brother, my sister. I'm a future king and I'm a future queen. Yo, you can't talk to me like that. I come from royalty. I come from royalty. Yo, each and every one of you are priceless. There is not a dollar sign over your life. There is no amount of money that could cover the blood that is pumping through your brains and your veins and the breath that you have in between your lungs. You are worth so much more than the stock market could ever come up with. So that being said, my sisters, all the young ladies, my queens, you do not listen to me, you do not let a young man treat you as if you are beneath him for whatever reason. You don't ever let that happen. You got to tell that young man, I am a queen, and you are not going to treat me as such. Matter of fact, they can kick rocks, and you need to move on to the next bro. Okay? And to my kings, you are not a tyrant. You are a king. You do not tear these women down. It is your job to build these women up. You got to build them up. I need you to be strong. I need you to be courageous. Your shoulders are broad enough. Your life means something, young man. Be a king. And for heaven's sakes, y'all, I said it last year, 2 years ago when I was here, and it's still going on. My fellas, pull up your pants. As a matter of fact, I want each and every one of y'all young men, when you get some time this summer, I want you all to actually Google sagging. Because if you learn where sagging came from, I promise it will change your trajectory of how you wear your pants, and it'll make you grab a belt real quick. But go home and read it, because you got to know the history of where it actually came from. Because it's not all about the style. I promise it will change your life. Know your worth. You are representative young men and young women of your families for generations that you don't even know of. You represent those people today, and you represent them with pride. Each and every day, you need to wake up and go to work. It is time to impact this community. Effective leaders, commit to your education. Discover your purpose and know your worth. We all know life is hard. We all know it's tough. There's loss, there's hurt, there's pain, there's adversity, there's trials, there's tribulations. Lord knows the list goes on and on. But understand that today's clouds have no bearings over tomorrow's weather. And what I mean by that is, don't you dare take what you've been through today into tomorrow, because if you're blessed to see tomorrow, it's a whole nother day and a whole nother set of opportunity. Don't bring yesterday's troubles into what opportunities lie before you tomorrow. Don't bring that. Don't bring that. You wake up with purpose, and you get up and you take care of your business, and do not feel sorry for yourself, because we know this world is not going to feel sorry for you. There's a man who used to teach here, and he's now deceased. He used to be a radio voice at AM 1300 The Zone, and his name was Sean Adams. He used to be a teacher here from time to time at Connolly High School. And he would always end his radio show the same way, and it's the same way I'm going to end my words with you tonight. Young people, the dream is free, but the hustle is sold separate. Like, it's free to dream. It's free to dream. You can want anything and everything. Like, it's free to do that. But when it comes to actually putting action behind what you do, that's a whole different ballgame, and can't nobody do it for you. You got to wake up, want that purpose, and go out and get what is destined to you. If you're waiting for a handout in this country, you're going to be left behind while your classmates are still going. All right? So everybody, each and every day, it is important that the dream is free, but your hustle is sold separately. So let's go to work.